All right. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Sunderland Football Manager 2021 Road to Glory series. And this episode, 30th of May 2026, it is the Champions League final, Real Madrid versus our very own Sunderland. We are playing at the Santiago Bernabeu just to make it ever so much more difficult, basically. How can we really say that? That's an amazing challenge. Could have this been much harder? It's been given to us. The challenge has been put on the plate, but it's time to set things up. You know, we're going to add the opposition instructions, and it will almost be silly if we don't begin with the countering approach. We have to treat it like an away game, and I may have done so if it was a truly neutral venue, as it should be in a Champions League final, in a major final. And Williams is going to rest. Armini's going to be coming onto the back, and he's probably going to play a more defensive duty. So we have that on one of our fullbacks. We know Martin. We got to have him as supporting. He's been so dangerous, and yeah, we haven't changed that. If we switch Adam Hložek, he's going to have to start. His sharpness level's not the best, but he has to be out there. We still got so many SPTs, supporting teammate of Christian Delamura. As much as he was the one that rejected 2 clubs, mind you, he accepted 2 offers. He rejected 2 negotiations. So yeah, Hložek, who was coming back from an injury, so he's not, again, his sharpness not 100%, but needs to get out there and really do it. Starting Gomez there, shadow striker. He's been so good. We play Kladrowski sometimes there, but Gomez, Vranks, he was exceptional in the last game. Like, his passing's really come along. We saw that show he needs to start. And this is the team. We get more on the sub. So some other guys, not as sharp. Corridor, I think he had a little injury he was recovering from, or just hasn't been playing a lot. Luke Thomas, same boat really. Those are guys we're probably not going to bring on. We're just going to have to see how the match plays out. I'm glad someone like a Brandon Williams is really fit. Conceição, Maldonado, he's losing sharpness, but yeah, not too bad. For our starting team, I'm pretty happy with. Been a long season. Can we go and do it? We've got definitely the bench options where we need, but we're entering it now, and hopefully the football gods are there for us today, because we're going to take a look at Real Madrid's team. They would be the favourites. They are the favourites to win this. They got Luka Jovic, Mbappe, Kulusevski, Benteke, Valverde, Florentino Luis, and this time, especially for some of these names, they're so good. This is where they're going to be in their prime. A lot of those younger guys who are some of the best players in the game now, no longer just younger. They got Leon Bailey, Gnabry on the bench. They got some pretty good names. Sergino Dest, Soyuncu, Varane. That's how good the centre-backs are. They're keeping out Rafael Varane. That shows you the strength in their team. Comes in with the support of Armini. He's a cut above the rest of the squad. I don't think attribute-wise he is, but what he's done and his experience, yes. So he comes with that. He's our captain, so he's got a bit of that extra leadership out there. So he has to be starting. Pick up where we left off in the last match and get your hands on the trophy. Decent. Point finger, I have faith in you. Midfielders, I have faith in you. I think Sergio Gomez is the only one that doesn't get a reaction. Look at this. Hložek's a team leader. So, yeah, he needs to be out there. Gomez is a team leader. Armini, a team leader. So, we've got those out there. Attackers, which is Johnny Brennan as a striker. Everyone apart from Henderson's, not motivated, but, your goalkeeper Composer's okay. Not bad at all. Just staying focused out there. Focus on the job at hand. Again, that's their lineup they're playing. It's going to be a tightly contested one. If you just take a look at the squads, we've been on winning form. Can our guys just find something against arguably a very strong side? If we were this Real Madrid side and we don't win, I'd probably be very, very disappointed. So, can we as the underdogs, and these are the moments We've got to stick to, I say, our natural game, even though we've gone to the counter tactic, not formation. The formation kind of sticks the same. The last training session, we worked on penalties just in case. Now it's Hakimi. Oh, what an anticipation. Who blocked? Yeah, Aaron. Well, I assume it was him. I had to make sure. The left back. But now we are wondering if they're going to get an early chance for an early goal. And yeah, they do. I feel if we're making an early prediction, this, I know it can be very disappointing. You want to win this. But they've got a lot of good players. They've got a lot of good players. And that gets them their rating of their team very high. So they are favourites here. Disappointing once more. It started with good defence by us making a tackle. Henderson right there. The shot right at him. I think he should have saved that. But I'm going to have to encourage the lads. I feel Real Madrid are just a bit, like I was saying that through the year, Mbappe, I just feel they're too strong. Like, we're forced into all these tackles here, getting it for, yeah. I'm realising. And what is a home game for them? They look on top of us. Yeah, they're just on top. What can we do? This is like an away leg when we're not going to get a home one. I didn't want to go too deep in the preview and like in the previous episodes, but I was fearing this would happen. And I was thinking this would happen. Because this is essentially an away leg, but no return one for us. So we can get our advantage. That's just the truth. We're going to have to go attacking now and just pray. Because countering wasn't working. And that's a setup that has pretty much worked for us. We're going to have to see some magic now. Berate. But I don't... You look at our boys and like they're not, if we click on Real Madrid. Mbappe, yeah. He's the go-to you talk about. But even just to show how good they are, Jovic, very good striker. We know how good JB's been for us. But these guys are just a bit more well-rounded and world-class players. We need a hope, and that was a chance for us to get one back. And unfortunately, it's that mood right now. I want to see a sign. Come on. Going all out is not going to work as well, because they're going to kill us. They are. When we were going counter. Come on, man. Gvardiol. As I said. Oh, no. How does that happen, Sports Interactive? You need to make the favourites at a home ground, even though it's a neutral venue. Why do you make Henderson make an error he's never made for the whole season in that fashion? He looks like he's not even a goalkeeper. Seriously, you need to get your results. I know. How does he act like... He just left the ball. Those are signs. People will say when you talk about this, like you're complaining about it, but what do you call that? Seriously. And I'm holding back as well. Like, what do you call that? Seriously. It took so much effort to get to the final, and it's so hard. It's not easy. You go through so many hurdles. And then you get a neutral venue, which isn't a neutral venue. Seriously. Ooh, take a look at how many players we got playing Football Manager right now. I'm quoting the tweets they make. Ooh. But how can it not be a neutral venue? Seriously. I told you, I held back. Absolutely terrible, but how much is it on our players? Because I said, this is essentially an away leg where it's going to be hard for you. We stood no chance in this one. Like, wait, why did Henderson get that and didn't leave it for a goal like the last one? Because he doesn't normally do that. Seriously, how have you done us like this? How have you done us like this? But it's just your tactics that won us the Premier League. They're just too good. Wouldn't be surprised if another's coming. He goes down. That comes with that. I don't want to say too much. Brooks doesn't score. Like, I know what's coming. We're going to lose this, guys. Like, there's no coming back. We go more attacking. They ruin us. Maybe Martin. We got our best players on the pitch. It's like complete wing back, go attack, try and feed him as much. Maybe go very attacking. A higher line, getting stuck in. We're not going to get 3 goals in 40 minutes. Like, that's the sad truth. And you just take off your defensive players. Kladrubski has got star potential. Good, is he good enough yet? We'll put Gomez there, and he'll be a playmaking type. You could almost say this is too attacking. It's what we need. Yeah, it's tough. Deep playing forward on attack. Our attacking, it's like 3-0 down is a little extreme, and that's why I'm a bit frustrated. Maybe we'll be more expressive now. Play for some set pieces. Like, you saw how this game just started. Just so you know, Gvardiol, absolute prime. What are the values of these guys? 62 million. They pay. I can't pay 86 million for one player. Give us a chance. Seriously, Militer, he's already there, but he's so good. I'm already admitting defeat. Who else would they have signed? Okay, Mbappe's story. It's another 86 million. How am I supposed to compete with that, man? Mbappe, just to show you, 163 million. You're just having a laugh, FM. How's it possible to compete when you don't put us on a fair playing field? You give them an advantage, and they've only had if you say they're playing on their home ground, on their home pitch, in a home stadium, 3 shots on target, and they've got 3 goals from that. We've had more total shots. You're having a laugh, man. They've had everything in this game. They've had all the advantages. Seriously. We've had an amazing season. And for me, it should be a Premier League and Champions League winning season. For what we've done, get up in the comments what you guys think. And what we've done on this game today. Like, as a whole, when you look at it as a whole, one of the goals was a joke with Henderson. But we're not absolutely showing anything. A team, where's our game? Where's our good passing? You know how we played all season. You guys that's watched the save. Like, where's that been? Like, where's that been, you know? Maybe just switch up. Maybe play him on one of us some support. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, we might need to do it now because it's all or nothing. We can put 3 of them in attack if the game allows us to. This is another thing. Hlozek. Maybe put him advance forward. Yeah, best role. And Martin just to push up there. And we'll go through the middle because we've got strikers there. Shoot on sight, early crosses. It's kind of that desperation point now. So, you know, it looks a bit... It's a bit hopeless. It's a bit hopeless then, isn't it? We've got more subs, I guess. Maybe you bring on Williams for Armini because he can attack a bit more. Put him as a wing back on attack. But it's like, who else? What else would you bring? We don't really have those options because we got our goal scorer. You say Vlahovic. What strike has been poor today? Johnny Brenner, who's been our star man. Or do you take Hlozek off on a 6.1 who wasn't match sharp? Maybe that's what we do. And Vlahovic, we normally get as a target man. Maybe why not just put a target? Someone we can get headers to or someone we can kick to. And, yeah, long kicks to a target man. But, like, I know it's not coming. Like, it's sad because I feel for them not having tons and tons of shots, home game, it is. It is. it's a bit tough to take. Oh, it's very tough. Catch him offside. Like, I don't even think we played a bad game. Again, total shots are even. This game hasn't been even. Johnny Brennan scores. You're going to give that offside. You are a something or other. You are a something or other. Don't even tease us putting the number 1 there. Even if he was offside, he wouldn't have been offside, if that makes sense. You rarely see him. He normally is good with his positioning. Vlahovic, 2 chances that could have been goals, but of course not. Not at Real Madrid's venue. Far out. Far out. Mbappe. (3-0). So this is a thing where it wasn't a close one. It wasn't a close one. Maybe some other people could have had some frustration doing this episode. It might have taken a few chances to win it. To make sure you win the Champions League. But nah, we were never destined to win this. I'm just, a little bit of frustration. Like, we couldn't win this matchup. It wouldn't be. Nah. Just as about you lift it, take that celebration away. I'm not happy with my players, but Thrasher, that's kind of the standard. They get motivated. And we go again. Like, I didn't rage that much in this because I wasn't surprised. Like, you've seen me rage much more right before. Like, I've had a lot of frustration, but not pure rage because I wasn't surprised. Real Madrid beating us 3-0 at home. It was a home game. So, we've got to take the pain and see how do we get to a level that Real Madrid are at right now. That's what we've got to realize. Like, we have established we can't sign the best player in the game at the moment for 163 million and multiple others for 80 million plus. Go do the maths. But we're not going to go more. I was going to go into their transfers, Okay, I will. Why not? Why not? But we know this. We know Real Madrid are going to spend 200 million a season on signings. What did they do last season? Almost 300 million. Of course, they sold a lot, but still, that is a lot more than our budget would be. So, 150 million that season, but they sold less. So, they're spending insane amounts on players. So that Zidane has no ill will. Of course you wouldn't. No. I like in Football Manager, they make, try and get mind games and stuff. But he's a really good manager, gets what he deserves. It took a lot of class. It took a lot of class and skill to build the squad that he did. I can't say that without laughing. We received 7.5 million. We'll keep thugging away. We'll keep thugging away. We'll keep finding bargains. That's got to be our approach. Like, who's our better players in our team? Like, who's our highest value players? Johnny Brennan, 68 million, who was absolutely quiet, did absolutely nothing. Well, for me, he should have had one goal. That offside. It was offside, but he wouldn't have been offside. He shouldn't have been. But he was, if you get my point. I'm not saying that what we saw was onside. It was just off, but... for Johnny to be like that. Maybe the SPT did come into slight considerations, with unhappy with the manager's treatment, but not to the level where, Real Madrid just, owned us, but they didn't own us at the same time. And I was happy with the shots we limited them to. But the point is, plucking someone, and we could have even got him early if we found him at Chester. Like, look at Harrogate Town. They would have loved to keep him, but at the same... They didn't even... for the player he's become... that turns out to be a bad deal, really. But then he gets upset if you don't accept. At that point in time, 115K, that's what we've got to do. We've got to find someone in each position that level. Sergio Gomez, who again, what did he do on this day? He played 6 key passes, made tackles, so he wasn't bad. He'll normally get an assist, but we just didn't generate enough for it. Just the way it was. But Sergio Gomez, once more, free transfer for a guy that's worth 53. Dusan, he wasn't really utilised, but he's one of our highest valued players. He's 53 million now. I told you the values go up a bit more after you finish a season, especially a successful season. David Brooks, to be fair, he's someone we spent a bit of money on, a 34 million. So that's our big signing. Like half, even more than that, to be honest. Like 34, like do the maths, double that up. That's our big signing. And we make maybe one a year. And he's solid. He had an okay season. Not amazing. He scored 8 goals. Like, he provided, but he wasn't to that level of someone like Mbappe. Because, yeah, Mbappe is a much better player. We know that. Adam Hlozek. See, most of these guys, they're bargains. There's a 67K. He didn't provide a lot. He unfortunately got a struggling injury late in the season. Oh, well, he struggled to recover from that injury. Maldonado, he's a guy who's still going to have upside to his career. See, for me, when Dalamura leaves, I like to think our players are not going to be unhappy, and yeah, next season will be fine. 6.75 million. So you can see, I'm not going to go through every single player. Smith Rowe, probably not the same, but his value, he's 41 million. How many? We signed him for just under 15. Like, these are good. Salisu, again, so that was a couple seasons ago, yeah? Yeah, the season before last. Yeah, you know what I mean. we signed him before, but you can't make that many big signings. Like what I mean, someone like a David Brooks in the same window. So yeah, as I said, we're not going to go through everyone. You guys know the signings we made. Vranks was a bargain early. Was he a free or was he just really cheap? No, he was free. Someone who took us to the final and helped us seal the Premier League title. But is that where we're at right now? Like, guys, look at our squad. Like, you see the values in them, our ability. Real Madrid's quality of squad deserved to win the Champions League, and that was it. Sort by abilities, we've got 2 4-star players. They've got potential in them to be 5-star. And that's where we're at. We don't have like, I'm being brutally honest. I know you guys are always supportive of me and like saying, oh, you should have won and stuff like that. Like, or like, oh, the CPU just took over, scripting and all that. But at the same time, it was going to happen. Real Madrid's team is currently better. I think we did very well to win the Premier League and make the final. I think some other teams in the Premier League, the big top 4 are better than us. I'm just not going to talk to this man at all. I'm not going to go to that. I guess, yeah, we'll continue the season review, yeah. So it does come with disappointment. And, yeah. I think, honestly, it would have been a bit surprising. It would have been very surprising if we managed just to keep it equal with Real Madrid and the fact that they didn't win that what seemed like easily. Because with the stadium advantage, they should have done so. So here, Wonder Kid, transfer list. This is what we got to get. Well, he doesn't want to join, does he? That doesn't help. What would he... Bernard Martini. I haven't even read into his attributes yet. I was going to look at his asking price. Yeah, we got to see all these things. That's it. We got to fill our team with... We got to sign Wonder Kids. We can't sign too many of these middle-of-the-ground players. They're not enough. Like someone like a David Brooks, you'd probably just spend that money on a Wonder Kid. Like... Because David Brooks isn't going to be that next tier. We gotta find more Kladrubski types. He's only 20. His attributes are going to be that level. So like types like him, Johnny Brennan, Maldonado is. So these we got to get more of. He's not there yet, but he's 20. He's a wonder. We've got to make these signings, and if anything, if we do, next season might not be the success. It might, but we won the Premier League, really good. Eric Remy, we got maybe find transfer listed players. This guy's attacking midfield. I don't like his finishing. Is he that level? We'll scout him. What are they asking for? They're asking for an incredible amount, 46 million. So at the same time, I want to see if someone is available. This Jorgensen, you say 50 mil. I'm almost going to... Oh, no, his asking price right now is 20 mil. Well, look at that difference. This is where we got to get bargains. Someone who could have cost 50 million at a time. Now, he's listed in 20 million. I reckon he's a real chance. So, I like him. Yeah, just so we take a look at these players. We were very good, man. We had a great season. First time around in the Champions League, we didn't quite do it. So transfer, I just got the transfer listed here. Like Dani Olmo. Like if these guys are not, if the fee, you got to weigh up, is the fee going to be worth it? This is another central midfielder. Is it exactly the position we need? That's another thing. 81 million. See what I mean? These teams step up. We can't just blow our budget on one big player who I think we've got players who's going to perform at a similar level. Sergio Gomez. Is that 80 million price worth the difference? No. Where do you see our weakness? If we just go with the team we had, is it in experience? Johnny Brennan, he was great. Hlozek. And remember I was questioning Hlozek, I think it was like last season. He's good, but do we need that next tier of player? Because I think, he's had a standard season for a couple... He got more in that first season in the Prem because he was our main striker then. We were playing him striker, so that's acceptable. So for that level he's been for a few seasons now, and he's going to have little improvements... But is he that player? Essentially, he was in the position, same, they had Mbappe, we got Hlozek. So, this is not me complaining about it, it's me questioning, where do we need to put our money into? Where do we need to improve the team? Johnny Brennan's young, he's going to keep getting better. Gomez great in his position. Anguissa, we got Maldonado coming through to replace him, but he's our level. Vranks. Touched on it. He was very, very good creative. What did he do in this game? Because we know last episode he had, look what he did there in comparison. But look in comparison, Real Madrid, then Leeds United and Crystal Palace. There's a definitely difference in that quality. That's for sure. Aaron Martin being great. And I thought, he'd probably be okay. What did he do in that game? Just trying to review our players. A 6.7, had 4 key passes, made tackles, interceptions. But because he got beat 3-0, he's not going to get a good rating. He actually had a pretty good game. It was Aaron Martin stuff. White, he's a good centre-half. He scored goals for us this season, but is he world-class? See the difference? I guess he's a bit slower now. And insane on a player on 300k wage. So we're already behind the 8 ball before when they had the advantage of their stadium. Henderson, we know Henderson. So we still have to bargain hunt. We haven't gone out there to splash the cash. As I said, the biggest was on Brooks. Us splashing the cash is 34 mil. So we've got a bargain hunt. We make those signings when they pop up for us, which I know they're good players. They're not world class. They're good. But to win a Champions League, you have to be world class. And that's it. As I said, we can review more players and we'll review our season a bit. Most goals, 30. I guess we'll get that with season preview. Johnny Brennan, amazing, but he didn't get a look in the Champions League final. 32 goals. Assists, Sergio Gomez. He had a decent game, but didn't get his assists. Couldn't get an assist. David Brooks, if you look there, he's equal second with assists with Johnny Brennan, but that's expected with him being the striker in attack. And David Brooks, the second most amount of goals. There was a time we were questioning him, right? But I reckon that's the money you pay for. That's the money you pay. Is there players we can take advantage of their values? Like I mentioned, Vlahovic, 53 million. We sell him, get around 50 million. And there's interest in him. Because I want your feedback. When I'm playing through this on my own, I want to be reading your guys' comments, what you guys have to say. That's why I'm going through this part right now. If we go on the information, we'll sort by that, so it's wanted first. Cladrib, no. He's a no because he's going to be world class. Conceição, again, it's Blackburn. They probably don't have the biggest money. Someone worth 21 million. Will we get an amount that's enough to turn it into a better player? Not sure. Sergio Gomez, not going to consider. Almeret probably can't make the biggest deal, but he's 50 million worth. Dusan Vlahovic, do we wait it before forcing him out? Milan may make a first offer and we can negotiate. I don't want to transfer list him, you know what I mean? Delamura will try and get out if he leaves. Or does he just want to keep the other players unhappy, which didn't help us? Now you question that fact. I already did previously. Won't spend much more time on that. But he rejected 2 offers. And the teammates think I didn't let him go. Nicolo Armini. He's our captain, so we can't consider letting him go. That's a no-no, even though there's interest in him. And for me, he's 25 million. You sell him for 30 million. Is that enough for his worth to the team? Astavranks, no. He just keeps getting better. So that's a bit of a review at where we're at with our squad. And of course, we've got more youngsters coming through. If we head over to the development center for a second, Tony Lasso. Don't forget, this is what I mean. We signed him on a free transfer. He might not be world class. We need some more. We've got a lot of these young strikers coming through. So that's the thing. Paul Bradford, he's someone that could be part of a Champions League winning squad. I can tell with that aggression and that teamwork. He's a hard worker, and hopefully he grows up as that, like coming through his Sunderland intake. He's that type of player for us with high potential. And a future captain maybe, even though his current leadership's only 9, but he's that type, you know, those aggressive, hardworking teamwork, centre midfielder. He's one of those that could be a leader. Jamie Barlow, who came through the intake a few years ago as one of the highest, but I think he had 5 potential when 5-star potential. That's dropped massively. I think he needs a season out on loan. He hasn't got that yet. And this season coming up is probably his season for it. Let me know your thoughts. Harry Daniel, 16-year-old keeper. Yeah, he's not going to be our main keeper. We've got Jordan Morton. Again, these guys, we don't have a lot of high potentials. Felipe has been a bit up and down, developing nice. He's wanted. His contract, we probably do offer him a new deal. We might as well do that now so I don't forget, just to do it on camera here. And after 10 games, just do that. Just boost that a little bit, get rid of the wage rise, balance it, add some goal bonus. Okay, doesn't agree with that. Add a bit more goal bonus, appearance fee. Should accept there and does. So yeah, that's that. And of course, because he's in the first team, if we sort by our potentials, Mario Tomasevic, he's right up there. So that's what I mean. He's one of them as well. Someone we scooped last season for 600k. We've got more coming. These are the types. We got to slowly get there. We got to slowly get there with these signings. A Marcos Caceres, he could be incredible. When is he joining us? We're not going to see him for a while, till 2028. So don't bother scouting him. We know how good he is. He's that top potential. Igor, we found him. Remember we were searching on the youth intake for others. Yes, he's one. He's another centre-half. He's only 15 years old. He's a mercenary. Like, he could be a good centre-half as well. We got these young guys. William Arthur. Great attributes, right? 5-star. When's he joining? 2028 as well. To get him and Caceres in the same team, we might need to train one of them as a centre attacking midfielder. Which one do you think it is? Carlo. Centre midfielder with a defensive mindset. So like him and Maldonado as those defensive centre midfielders. For me, he's got attributes as a centre half. If you look at his attributes, really, do we train him as a centre back? What do you guys think? We have to see as in terms of fitting into the team. If we think Maldonado is our best defensive midfielder coming up. So Mario Kraft, 2028. That season, we're going to get a lot of these boys in. So that's what I mean, even for the next following season. But they're not going to be so old then anyway. Tony from Real Madrid, another, pretty decent potential for the amount we signed him for. So with this is what I knew. Aldin Hasanovic, he's another one. Not the greatest physically, but he's only 16, got a bit of potential to grow into. Didn't spend much at all on him. And then Al Saif, another one, 16 years old. Is it even allow trial to join permanently? It doesn't have a date like those other guys did, but we signed him. I mean, he's there. Yeah, we 0. So that was good. And we made those deals. So let's just try and continue now to get to that season preview we've been waiting on. I just wanted to give you a review, where's the squad at, so you guys can get as much of a gauge, much of an idea as you can on where we need to improve and where we're going to spend that 80 mil. And how we can get to a level to compete with someone like a Real. A team with 11 players over 60 million in their values, which one of them are Mbappe, 131 million, and then a whole bunch from 20 to 40s. As a little, that really says the story there. We're sorted by value, aren't we? We've got one player over 60 million, Johnny Brennan, because he had an amazing season as well, so that boosted. And we're at the season review now, and let's not bring too much of negative vibes. We won the Premier League. That was our making the Champions League was huge, but we got the Prem. Sunderland. Let's return. Yeah, this is perfect time. Dean Henderson was excellent in goals. He was really good. Corredor. He didn't play a lot of games, but these are our signings. Can we sort by the values for a second? So that's what I mean. These are the signings we made, what we spent on them. As I said, someone like a Ghana, even though he's homegrown, is that valuable for registration purposes? Yeah, we've still got to work on that as well, because we were still missing players, a few unregistered, even though they weren't regular players. So but that wasn't why we that's definitely not why we lost. So Brooks, it could be a similar window. But someone like you take Brooks out of the equation, how many of these guys had a true impact on the season? Smith Rowe, he didn't do enough. Garner, no, definitely not. Brandon Williams, in terms of the league, yes, was important for rotations. But I wouldn't say he had a lot of he wouldn't have helped in terms of winning the Champions League. No, Dean Henderson had a solid season. Holgate, see, we did rely on some loans. Holgate there. Conceição with his signing. But when you look at that, and a lot of them are players for the future. Hartig, Jonas Yusuf, don't forget him as a keeper. Yeah. So that gives you an idea. That's where we're at. Could we have spent the money different? What? Maybe we could have signed two other guys like Brooks if you add up the money. Would have that won us? We wouldn't have won the Champions. We would have still had disappointment. So for me, we build the squad this way while still getting wonder kids in that are going to improve the team as we go on. Those guys, Smith Rowe, Williams, to increase the squad's quality. So we keep maintaining our, Premier League success. Say the season results. We won the league. So this is where we return. We had our negatives, but really, for me, the reaching the Champions League was a great success. Like the Champions League final. The board just want us to fight bravely to get out of the group. Do our best. That kind of expectations. A+. The board delighted we won the Premier League. That's huge. We did our thing in the Champions League. Unfortunately, it didn't go our way in the final. It's a weird way to say it didn't go our way. We'll say that at least. But our Premier League success, that's what we focus on. I think the Champions League, it was just an extra thing. A-. I think it should be an A+, man. Our board, yeah, exactly. It was be competitive, and we made the final, and an unfair final at that. We'll say that as much. So, yeah, moments to remember. Goal of the season. Well, Corridor, you got a goal of the season. So, hey, let's relive a positive. Can we click on... No, you should be able to. We have to click on the game. We have to click on the match report. And we'll click on Corridor's goal in the 89th minute to seal a result against West Ham. And these were all important moments. See, this is what I mean. We can destroy a team like this in these type of conditions. That was a beautiful strike, can't lie. That was a beautiful strike. We had a great win against Palace. We beat Man United 4-0. See what we can do against the big teams. We can do that. When it's, you got a bit of a fairness on the table. Finances, yep. How do we go in terms of this? Oh, yeah, I want to see our final balance again. But yes, over 500k shirts sold. That's very good. Brennan, Brooks, Kladrubski, Lozette, Gomez. No respect on defenders, man. Sponsorship went up. Broadcast revenue, they're little bits. Everything has gone up in little bits, apart from the prize money, competition prize money, huge. Last season was 58 million. This season was 113. That's big. Reputation has not changed over the past season. That's cap. Like, I'm going to say, if we us winning the league and getting to the Champions League final, if our reputation has not increased, like, what else? Like, man, like, that's surely got to increase our rep a bit more and not have international managers complaining our players need to move to bigger clubs. What's bigger than winning the league and being in the Champions League against Real Madrid? Like, we're at that stage. We're at the top. We're at the top now. But the game doesn't register us like our board's expectations in the Champions League and even in the league. Assists, Sergio Gomez, killer. That's a good team. But see, they're all still not world-class. You don't describe them as world-class players, even if Johnny Brennan did what he did. We're getting the best out of him. He's close, surely, though. I can't keep underrating him. He's 20 years old, though. But he's got that, like, he's great attributes. But there's something that strikes, he doesn't strike me like, who's like a best striker in the world? Only Harry Kane's coming to mind, like in the Premier League. Like the very best strikers in the world, Lewandowski. Like he doesn't strike me as that type of striker. I guess he's different because he's actually quick. I can always find a way to take shots at a player. Like Lewandowski, like he's actually quick. For me, not many of these guys are described as world-class, not yet anyway. Any youngster you wouldn't have described at 20 years old. The very best, like Messi and Ronaldo, you would have seen him as working towards it. Kladrubski, he's going to get there as well. He's 20 years old. They're both, Brennan and Kladrubski, they're 20 years old. They're our future in attack for sure. But the question is, Lozek, do we need like a world-class winger? Can we afford to get that anyway? Do you need that? Like in your teams, you've got Brooks last year, but he's under the description of good. He's similar to Jose, and he scored our next most goals. That's what we were looking for in the signing, I guess. But not someone to grab a game just by the throat of the neck and choke our opponents. Yeah, top goal scorer, Johnny. Excellent. I think at the start of the season, you take this. We would have been shocked if we made the final of the Champions League. We were worrying about getting a fair group so we get out of the group stage, not getting a group of death. So, yeah, we take the Premier League title for sure as our greatest achievement. Our balance, it's 132 million. It's not far. We're trying to get back to that 157. We have another seat. Look, 74 mil, yeah? 74 mil, we're 132. If you have that same kind of increase this time next season. But it puts the expectations on me personally. Who knows what's going to be from the board? We'll find out in a bit. Like, winning the Premier League and getting to the Champions League final. That's the thing. Best 11, where are they now? Oh, man, there's some names. Nubel. Vandenberg, we took a look at him one episode, but there's no major names there. Benji, how about him? I think, I always wanted him to be something. Now he's moved to Club America. He's made some changes. He was all right for us. He was just a regular goalkeeper. He was a standard goalkeeper. But we're lifting the Premier League title. Like, that's a huge thing. View season review. That's the same. Yeah, we already went through all that. But, guys, Sunderland, history, competitions, runner-up in the Champions League, 2026, Premier League. Guys, 1936, 90 years. And even when we won the FA Cup, first time, when we did that a couple seasons ago, first time since 1973, we've done some huge things here. Just getting into the Champions League final was a runner-up. Getting just Sunderland into the Champions League. Like, finishing the top 4 in the Premier League for that club vision expectation. So play attacking football. See, now this starts to make sense. We had this from when we got promoted. It was mad. They want us to, and two of them, they counter each other, funnily enough. Counter-attacking and attacking football are different. Similar, but different. They're two of our formations, though. We've got attacking formation and a counter-attacking formation. I think we do play entertaining football. So we cover that regardless of all that talk. Minimum 4-year contracts for the first-team players. That's very low for favoured. Work within the wage budget. Increase commercial revenue, which I think we're doing. See, at end of next season is top half. We've got that. We're going to do that. The board are not raising our expectations. We're raising our quality, our money. So we're going to do that easily. End of next season, Champions League group stage is the minimum. Like, surely we advance. Like, become the best of the rest. we beat the rest. Yeah, we're the best out of the rest, not of the rest. And that's the end of 27-28 season, not the 26-27 season. So that just shows you, like, where we're at. Except the current vision. We've sped up the process. And I mentioned how Greenwood, he used to be a team leader. And the dressing room atmosphere, I guess, yeah, it goes down a little bit, slight drop. You're in a Champions League final, you lose it. It's just a general mood and general reaction. But the managerial support is gone up. We won the Premier League. So I reckon but Sam, he's our only homegrown player at the club. Like, that's so huge for registration. Unless you can find a better player that's Sunderland homegrown, who I had to sign back. He had to come back, yeah? We loaned him and then bought him. Yeah, that's what happened. We had to get him from Leeds to have a homegrown player at the club. So there's that. But is he good enough? He's a 2-star current ability at the end of the day. How much do we preference that? But it still is a need. That's the unfortunate thing. In terms of the registration, he comes very important because he's a homegrown player at Sunderland. So we have to discuss the plans for next season. And we all know what the board wants. See, that's why I always question if the players, like, we were just in the Champions League final, we won the Premier League. Like, win it next time around. They won't agree. I'm going to go all the way, which is below saying qualify for Europa League. The season is over. Time for you to go or have a well-deserved break. I want every single one of you to be fully rested with a positive frame of mind when you get back, because we're going to finish in a top half position next year. And that's what they react well to. After we're winning the league. Not to defend our title and try and do it again, or at least finish in a Champions League or even a Europa League. They would have reacted badly to that. And after we won I'm just kind of exposing the game, am I? Mates. After a good showing, Champions League, latter stages they'll get mad too. Good account. Where I'll be aiming to reach the Champions League proper. No, reach the knockout stage of the Champions League next season. We'll say that. We got to the final. Not after a good showing last year, I'll be aiming to reach the Champions League competition proper. That's like the group stage. So we'll say this one. We have to. Yeah. I was just making sure what those exactly are. For me, that is when you need to play a qualifying game. It says make the competition proper, but anyway, that's what I think. Yeah, we'll discuss promises when you get back. Sounds promising. So that's not a bad reaction. They just, take it in. See you start a pre-season. Don't worry about the code of conduct. They don't want to talk about it now. Hopefully they're in a good frame of mind. All right, more new team season, all these kind of things. We're gone through our squad, so we know our strengths and weaknesses. End of season break. Where are we gonna? Just so you know, the options: there's China, USA, Hong Kong, and Singapore. Probably go over to America, have a good holiday there. Might take a look at some of the sporting teams over there and maybe see how they operate, like in the NFL, NBA. I'm not sure so much in football, but in Australia, where I'm from, AFL, if any of you know Aussie rules football, a couple of clubs go to America and they actually take a bit out of how they operate at the, especially NFL, which is kind of a similar American football versus Australian football. So at least you know the logic for this. Some football clubs may do it here as well. Proper football. So we're taking that kind of story, that kind of logic. So imagine that over the pre-season. They might be taking a look at some of the most successful American sporting clubs and taking that, obviously not exactly reflected. It's not going to play out that way, but in the mindset, in the storyline for what the boys are doing over the pre-season, take a picture of that. And Stephen Jamison, we touched on him over the season and how he's done well in the League One. Champions League group stage. For whatever reason, like the fix of the name doesn't in the messages. I don't think you can change that, but anyway, don't even worry about that. Johnny Brennan with Jovic did really well there. He deserved it. How about this? Goalkeepers, defenders. Johnny Brennan gets third. How does that add up? Where's Harry Kane? There's 2 strikers. Like how? How does that up? Why doesn't Harry Kane make it if he's the second best forward? Me no computes. So, do we need to bring in some better staff as well? Like if we, our reputations, these are under 23, so keep that in mind. But do you look at staff? But at the same time, it's the quality of players. That's a big part. But I think, it's going to leave here. We finished with the season preview and then all of that. Get in your comments what you thought of the season as a whole. It can be a huge disappointment. When you make a Champions League final, because as I touched on, it's so hard to get to the final. And once you're there, you want to win it because it's so hard to get to it. And when it's their home ground, their home pitch, their home stadium, cover the all different descriptions. It's hard. It's very hard. And that's why I said I didn't rage too much. It was a lot of disappointment because I felt like in that game, we just didn't stand a chance. And it felt unfair in an aspect because we didn't get a go. I feel like we didn't get a go in that game, which is a bit disappointing. But we take it. You got to learn from it. That's what you got to do because that could be the situation again. I'm always expecting the hardest things. And we got to figure out how we can get as strong as Real Madrid and these other top clubs without spending 80 plus million on multiple players because that's our budget. Each transfer window, we can't do that. So we've got to find ways around that. And once we do get that success, it'll be so sweet because we know we did it the hard way. So let's go again. Let's have another solid preseason. The boys, they're going to do their thing, but then me and the scouts, we're going to find some more bargains, some more wonder kids. We've done that already. But for our next season, some first team players, it's going to help us. Is it going to be enough to go the next step? I don't know. Maybe not. But to get another step closer to having that success, we'll see what we can do. And my assistants, you guys in the comments, let me know where we can improve. The players you think we can take some money on and boost our budget maybe to 100 million plus, and then we can do something with that. Let us know. I hope you enjoyed this season. I'll see you guys in the next one.